Texas mornings had always felt right, bright, warm, predictable. But that Tuesday, the sunlight seemed merciless, as if the sky itself was warning us. I was in the garage, organizing my toolbox, when a sound froze my blood. A loud slap. No, not a slap. A punch. And it hit my wife. Emily was crouched by our rose bushes. White gardening shirt, sleeves rolled up, a smudge of potting soil on her cheek. She looked like the gentlest human being, teacher by profession, peacekeeper by nature. And yet, on her face, a so-called compliance enforcer had just struck. Two fake officers crossed the lawn like they were on a raid. Tactical vests, oversized boots, and the arrogance of people who wear authority like armor even when they have none. Emily's attention had been on the neon red notice taped to the fence. Violation. Fence height. Unauthorized flag. Fines escalate in 72 hours. She quietly pulled out her phone to document it. That was her habit. First gather proof, then fight back. I knew she never sought confrontation, but she never surrendered her rights either. Then Vince, the first enforcer, stepped dangerously close. "Ma'am, stop recording. This is an active enforcement action," he growled, like some SWAT commander. Emily's voice remained calm. "This is my lawn. I'm recording for my protection. Step back." If there were any sense in the world, that would have ended it. But Tony, the second enforcer, let his ego override reason. I was at the door when he advanced. 2 steps. Fist clenched. Jaw tight. And then he punched. Emily's head jerked, the sound echoing like a gunshot. Her phone slipped from her hands and hit the grass. Her cheek instantly swelled, a trickle of blood at the corner of her lip. Her face froze in disbelief. Who expects a punch over a fence notice? The whole cul-de-sac seemed to hold its breath. Curtains twitched. Neighbors froze mid-action. Everyone saw it. Everyone heard it. Something inside me broke. I've seen pain, loss, and horror in deployments and missions. But seeing Emily hurt, that's a kind of danger you can't measure. My calm didn't vanish. It narrowed. Focused. Controlled. Lethal. I stepped onto the porch, moving straight toward them. My voice was flat. "I'm a Navy SEAL. You just hit my wife." Vince smirked, but there was a flicker of doubt. Tony's fists were no longer tight. "Back off," I ordered calmly. "Hands visible. Don't test me." This was the tone I'd used in war zones, the kind that stops armed men cold. But Vince mistook idiocy for bravery. He charged headlong at me. I pivoted, a smooth sidestep. His shoulder slammed past me, hitting the porch. He crashed nose first with a sickening crunch. Tony panicked. Most people do in panic. He swung wildly, once, twice. And gravity did what his fists couldn't. He collided with our sprinkler, water jet snapping his jaw sideways. 30 seconds. 2 men down. And Emily's phone had captured every second, still recording. I picked it up and handed it to her. Her hands trembled slightly, but her voice was still steady. "Still rolling," she whispered. Neighbors were filming. Tony was drooling. Vince was crying over his broken nose. Their tactical vests exposed T-shirts underneath. World's greatest dad. The irony couldn't hide. I called 911. 2 men assaulted my wife. We need real law enforcement. As I hung up, something on the grass caught my eye. Vince's phone. Cracked screen, but the notification clear. Use force if needed. J? Timestamp. 2 minutes before the punch. Emily whispered quietly. "That's our first lead." Then it hit me. This wasn't a random HOA visit. Someone had planned this. Sirens wailed in the distance. Magnolia Drive no longer felt like a simple neighborhood. It was becoming a battlefield. And this was only the beginning. The sirens echoed through Magnolia Drive, bouncing off the cul-de-sac like thunder. But inside my head, only one thought consumed me. Who is Jay? And what authority gives him the right to order an assault? The Real police arrived, and the situation shifted instantly. Vince and Tony, the fake enforcers, went silent, their bluster evaporating. Both were loaded onto ambulance stretchers, groaning in pain. A sergeant approached me. "You're the homeowner?" "Yes." "And you're the one who neutralized these two?" Neutralized is polite. They attacked my wife. His eyes fell on Emily's swollen cheek. Instant anger flashed across his face. "Mr. Harper, we're arresting them for felony assault, impersonating officers, and unlawful entry." Good. But for me, this was just the beginning. After giving our statements, the police handed me a business card. "Sir, just so you know, These two aren't real officers. Not licensed, not registered, nothing. I already suspected as much. But then the sergeant dropped the bomb. We contacted their employer. The HOA claims they don't know these two. A bald-faced lie. Emily looked at me. The same look she gives students caught lying. Calm. Deadly. Jack, she said slowly. Someone is covering this up. We went to the HOA office the next day. At the front desk sat a woman. Tight bun. Perfectly fake smile. Clipboard in hand like she was a judge. We need to speak to your enforcement supervisor, I said. She stretched her smile. I'm afraid that department doesn't exist. Emily didn't flinch. Really? Because your enforcers broke my face yesterday. The smile faltered. I leaned closer. Call whoever Jay is. A split second of hesitation. Enough to confirm he was here, somewhere. From inside the office, a door opened. A woman in her 50s, sharp suit, expensive glasses, icy expression, Lisa Jensen, HOA president, appeared. Mr. and Mrs. Harper, she said, voice cold. You're making unnecessary noise. Emily touched her cheek. This noise came from your enforcers. Lisa didn't blink. That wasn't HOA instruction. I pulled out Vince's phone photo. The message from Jay. Use force if needed. Lying stopped working in the 90s, I said. Try again. She froze for a second, then smiled. You have no idea what you're stepping into. For the first time, we saw the spine of the HOA conspiracy. That night, I couldn't sleep. Emily rested with an ice pack on her cheek. I stared at Jay's message. Use force, if needed. Instructions like that don't come casually. HOA enforcers don't act violently unless someone protects them from consequences. Emily's soft voice broke my thoughts. Jack, look at the number in the screenshot. Area code, unfamiliar. Emily sat upright. That's not a local number. HOA leadership is local lawyers, contractors. So why was the enforcer taking orders from outside the city? Something didn't add up. And when things don't add up, it's either corruption or something much bigger. Early Sunday morning, 3 a.m., crash. Emily gasped. I rolled out of bed, grabbing my blunt defense baton, moving low and silent. Two silhouettes moved inside. Black hoodies, gloves, flashlights. Professional movements. Not random thugs. One whispered, "Find the phone." She recorded everything. My blood boiled. Emily's phone, Vince's assault fully recorded, was their target. I approached silently, struck the first with an elbow, followed with a knee. Down he went. The second swung a flashlight. I twisted his wrist, and he collapsed. Turning on the lights, I froze. Their gloves bore the HOA logo. This wasn't petty retaliation. This was a coordinated attack. Police arrived shortly after. They picked both intruders up, but something was off. We can't book them. They're special contractors. Someone high up requested their release. Who had that kind of influence? Emily whispered. This isn't HOA. This is something bigger, wearing HOA's mask. Over the next 3 days, we dug deeper. Neighbors shared stories. Old HOA documents, contracts, bids, and vendor lists revealed one name repeatedly. Apex Municipal Services. P.O. Box only. No real office. Owner. J. Cavier J. Emily's narrowed eyes spoke volumes. He's not here to maintain lawns. He's here to control neighborhoods. Research showed 15 neighborhoods citywide with similar complaints. Forced fines. Fake violations. Secret security. Forced property sales. All linked to Apex. Magnolia Drive wasn't random. We had disrupted their plan. I sent the DA a complete report. Assault video. Jay's message. Break-in attacker gloves. Apex's shady network. Pattern of forced citations. A public hearing was scheduled. Lisa Jensen, HOA president, was present. Jay himself, tall, calm, in an expensive suit, was there. Cold eyes, confident smile. You should have stayed quiet, Harper, he said. I stepped forward. You punched the wrong woman. Emily stood beside me, her cheek healed but fire burning. She placed her phone on the table. This shows everything. The courtroom fell silent. The video played. Punch, assault, threats, fake badges, the use force message. When it ended, everyone was stunned. The judge said only one line. This ends today. Lisa was arrested. Jay was arrested. Apex dissolved. Every affected neighborhood received a free audit. Emily squeezed my hand. This wasn't just justice. This was cleanup. I smiled. This was revenge dressed as justice. The fence still stood. Roses still bloomed. Magnolia Drive had returned to quiet. Emily and I sat on the porch, watching the neighborhood. We knew one thing. If you try to break a Marine's home, you don't just lose the fight, you lose the war.